Billions of taxpayer dollars flow into programs meant to help children, families, and communities through nonprofits, daycares, and NGOs. But what happens when that money disappears into shell operations, fake enrollments, and empty buildings? We've seen it happen on a massive scale. In Minnesota alone, the Feeding Our Future scandal exposed $300 million stolen from child nutrition programs during the pandemic, part of broader allegations of fraud potentially reaching up to $9 billion across multiple state programs since 2018. 92 defendants indicted across related schemes, with 57 convictions so far, many connected to fraudulent sites claiming to feed thousands of kids who never showed up. And now, in late 2025, fresh allegations of daycare fraud have exploded, empty centers pulling in millions. Viral investigations showing locked doors and no children, leading to federal funding freezes and surging FBI probes. The pattern is clear: weak oversight lets fraud thrive. But you don't have to wait for the feds. You can expose it yourself in your own county using public tools anyone can access. Here are 5 real, legal ways to investigate and uncover potential fraud in government-funded programs like childcare assistance, nonprofits, and NGOs. Way 1. Track federal grants and payments through public databases. Start with USASPENDING.gov. Search by your county, state, or even zip code. Filter for childcare, social services, or nonprofit recipients. You'll see exact dollar amounts awarded, who got them, and for what program. Cross-reference with HHS tags for health and human services grants. Look for red flags. One organization getting massive spikes in funding, or new entities popping up overnight with huge payouts. In the recent Minnesota cases, investigators spotted sites claiming reimbursements for hundreds of kids, but the buildings looked abandoned. You can do the same. Note the addresses of big recipients. Way 2. Dig into nonprofit tax filings with IRS Form 990s. Most nonprofits must file these annually, and they're public. Go to ProPublica Nonprofit Explorer or the IRS Tax Exempt Organization search. Search by name, EIN, or location. Download the 990s. Look at revenue, how much from government grants. Then expenses, salaries, program costs, rent. Red flags scream when grants are sky high, but program expenses are tiny. Or salaries go to connected people with no real work shown. In fraud schemes, shell nonprofits list fake programs but spend the money elsewhere: luxury cars, overseas transfers, real estate. If a daycare-linked NGO claims millions in aid but reports almost no actual child services, that's a massive warning. Way 3. Check state and county payment records and licensing databases. Every state has its own child care assistance program portals. In Minnesota, it's public data on reimbursements to providers. Search your state's Department of Human Services or Children and Family site for provider payment lookups. Enter county or city, see who got paid how much for childcare. Then verify licenses. Most states list licensed daycares, capacity, inspection reports, violations. Drive by the address if it's local. Does a center licensed for 100 kids have any signs of activity? Toys outside, cars in the lot during hours. In the viral exposures, citizen journalists simply visited found misspelled signs. Boarded windows, no kids, despite millions in claims. Inspections often miss this, you can spot it. Way 4. Look for patterns across multiple programs and connected owners. Fraud rings often hit several pots: childcare, food programs, autism services, housing aid, medical transport. Use the databases to search the same names or addresses. One owner controlling dozens of separate entities? Funds flowing between them? Shared phone numbers or emails? In Minnesota probes, the same networks ran fake meal sites, then daycares, then adult care, all billing for ghost clients. Cross-check with business registries like your Secretary of State's site for ownership links. Way 5. Report what you find safely and effectively. Don't confront anyone. Document everything. Screenshots, photos from public view, database exports. Report to your state's Inspector General, Department of Human Services Fraud Hotline, or County Attorney. Federally, IRS for Nonprofit Misuse Use Form 13909. FBI tips online for larger schemes. HHS Office of Inspector General for grant fraud. In ongoing cases, tips from whistleblowers and citizens have triggered raids and indictments. Your evidence could be the spark. This isn't about targeting communities, it's about protecting taxpayers and real families who need the help. When fraud drains the system, legitimate programs suffer, kids go without, and trust erodes. But the tools are open to everyone. Public records exist for a reason. In Minnesota, one viral video from a citizen forced a national reckoning funding frozen, agents swarming. Imagine what focused, ongoing checks in every county could uncover. You have the power. Start searching your county today. Pull up those databases, follow the money. If something doesn't add up, report it. Because silence lets the fraud continue. And awareness is how we stop it.